Welcome, one and all, to the Blue March Cup number 4. My name is Counterfeit, joined tonight by D-List for the Blue March Cup number 4. D-List, how you doing, huh?
Well, I'm doing great, Counterfeit. How are you doing?
Well, it's a little late here in England. I know it's even later in Denmark, but we have stayed up to bring you the best ESL iOS competition. Let's take a look at who we've got on the slate for today.
Yep, well, up in the top, Counterfeit, we do have CZ Tryouts family, who will be moving straight into the quarterfinal because they have no opponents. Below them it's Admiral versus Impossible Missions Force, representing or the latter being represented by Japan, and Mexico Admiral, VA Spirit and Great Clan. It's Japan and it is Italy. Below them it's MIBR and Oblivious Allies, both from Japan.
They will be our feature match for today. Then we've got our number 3 seed representing Mexico, Encrypted PQ from the USA, Hencho en Mexico. I don't know if I'm saying that remotely rightly, I'm just making a complete guess. Representing Mexico. Sweden, represented by Frankenstein Esports B, I believe that is. Then the Re-Evolution squad with Rainbow 6 coming in as our number 2 seed today. So quite a few teams from Japan. I think Frankenstein will be the first team representing Sweden that I've seen playing in MC5 ESL competition. Our admin for today is Aviator Featured, so should hopefully be bringing us that first pass key. So we're going to quickly jump out onto the Battle Royale battlefield. Oops, there we go. Let's see if I can just fix that.
What did you break now, Peter?
I broke the internet.
Why do you always break stuff?
So Despair. Oh well, I'll let Hero Gaming, Simon, and all the other folks in there talk about what you need to do to join the squad. But if you head across to the ESL Discord, there's a recruitment channel over there, and you can find yourself a squad to play in the ESL tournaments. Oh, all of the phone actually. We won't get started with the Battle Royale because we've actually got our first pass key straight away. So that's MIBR versus the Oblivious Allies, and we'll be getting into that one pretty much straight away.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing two Japanese squads match up again. We all know that Japanese MC5 is one hell of a drug.
Oh, well, it seems like we may have had a change of plans, D-List. It looks like instead we're going to be going for Admiral versus Impossible Missions Force.
Oh,
nope.
Apparently not.
Oh no, this is a roller coaster of emotion.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, we'll see. I guess we'll find out. Let's see. Actually, let's do.
Oh, I think we got. Okay, there we go. Now we have the pass key for the Oblivious Allies.
Ooh, even better. So there's a lot of different ESL competition going on at the moment. There we go. Okay, so we'll be into there in a second. For any of you guys who come into the stream for the first time, like our good friend Despair, we'll be running through, feature matches from each of the stages of the ESL competition today. The teams will be competing to get all the way up towards the top for where they'll take part in a best of 5 grand finals against whichever other team made up. The prize being $100 and 100 Go4 points. These Go4 points will give you access to the monthly finals a little way down the line, which have much larger prizes. So we like to see teams that do well, but not just that, to do consistently well is to get the top seeding and the best chance of accessing those big prizes.
Yep. And, well, Peter, seeing teams actually do consistently well is exactly the opposite of you, man.
Oh,
I've seen you play MC5, especially Battle Royale. But then again, I have to admit that doing consistently well is also something that I struggle with.
Well, I see the cyberbullying has started early today. We'll have to. I'll have to seek shelter from you guys in the chat. Please tell off D-List and let him know that it's not okay. It's not okay, guys. Right, let me just get ourselves set up again since I've done a little bit of resetting. There we go. So should all be good. So I think we'll be waiting a little bit for our first contenders to come through. So as we initially advertised, MIBR versus the Oblivious allies starting out on the construction site. And as soon as the players are ready to go, we'll be jumping into our first round of official ESL competition. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be back in a few minutes' time. Welcome back, everyone, and to our first round of ESL competition. MIBR and the Oblivious allies going head-to-head, best of 3 in this opening round of competition. This first game, construction site.
Now, here we have 2 Japanese squads, so obviously these guys might be able to just copy each other in terms of their playstyle. At least, the Japanese squads, they always like to go ham. They're not afraid of holding back, and right now Oblivious allies coming in with a lot of grenades to begin with. Not holding back at all.
Wow, a very strong start for the allies, even with only a 3-person squad. They're tearing things up though. The grenade spam coming back their way from MIBR, I think might start to take its toll. You got 5 persons worth of grenades, then it's a little hard to stay on your feet.
That is true, kind of it. Now here MIBR fighting back, 6 kills overall. This game is extremely bloody, considering that we are just 1 minute in, and we have already seen 12 kills.
Extremely brutal. I think a good recovery for MIBR, who perhaps suddenly realised that they had the numbers advantage in a serious fashion. And I think the allies are going to need to start playing a heck of a lot more conservatively if they don't want to get overrun.
It seems like for now their current style really isn't working. 3 kills right there going into MIBR. And the Oblivious allies, they need to find a way back, but they're losing players. Apparently everyone is giving up, so it's going to be a bit harder to make that comeback.
Yeah, welcome guys who are just coming into the stream at the moment. This is our first round of ESL competition. So yeah, for any of you guys who are coming to this for the first time, so our stream is a mix of these ESL matches like you're seeing here, with this strong showing from MIBR. We'll also have community matches between the series, so each of the games makes up a match, and those matches can be 2 or 3 games, and between those series, that's when we'll let you guys onto stream to show us what you're made of, so keep an eye out. We will be putting up information on the screen when that happens, but the end of a series is usually where it's going to happen.
Yep, that is true. And well, this series far from over yet, but right now very dominated by MIBR. 6 kills in the lead, but they also have a 2-man advantage. As the Oblivious allies, they are losing their allies.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some pretty strong performance, at least from Lime, on the Oblivious allies part. It's not as far behind for them as you would kind of expect under these circumstances. I'm kind of amazed that the other allies members haven't joined back in at this point, because if they were having, if they had a crash or something similar, I would have expected them to be back in, by the 3-minute mark, but it looks like the allies are going to have to fight this one, perhaps even this whole game, with just a 3-person roster.
Yeah, apparently that might just be the case right here, Counterfeit, but they are fighting back. They had a 6-kill deficit, and now suddenly it's only down to 4. So the Oblivious allies, not completely out of it yet, but you must say that MIBR, their chances are considerably higher, simply because they have more players and thus can generate more kills.
As kills will mean the end of the game one way or the other. We reached the halfway mark, with MIBR having gotten that 25 kills out of the 50 necessary to end the game prematurely. Oblivious allies still doing pretty well, but it's mostly down to an incredibly strong performance out of Lime, who's somehow managing to keep a positive KDA with a nice little grenade postage. You'll see this a lot from the ESL players, this particular part of the construction site. It's pretty straightforward to just slot a grenade through the top there, and unfortunately that does go both ways.
Touche, Counterfeit, and well, grenades very deadly. We saw that just there with 2 kills coming in from MIBR, from Actor I think it was. Now 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go, and the Oblivious allies still down members, so not exactly giving them a better chance to fight back. But you must say that Lime is putting on one hell of a show, with him having 14, make that 15 kills right here. And the Oblivious allies, they are actually even.
Yeah, this is craziness. Lime has got more than half of the Oblivious allies' kills on them singly destroyed, doing well for MIBR, but not really comparing. I mean, yeah, the other 2 members of Oblivious allies, they haven't even got a positive KDA at the moment. They're actually hemorrhaging kills for the team, but Lime, somehow, some way, is making this one work. And for any of you guys who are in a game, have your teammates leave, it is possible to salvage a game if you're good enough.
That is true, and I think that might be what we're seeing from the Oblivious allies, that they are good enough to make this game their own. At least for now, it's completely even.
This is such a strange match to watch, but somehow it's turned out to be extremely competitive as well. The difference maker for the Oblivious allies, making enough of a difference. I have to wonder at this point if perhaps MIBR just aren't quite used to how to leverage their numbers advantage fully. I would expect to see them going around as, 2-person, 3-person kind of platoons to try and make sure that the allies will get overwhelmed, but at the moment it's all very run and gun, and I think that space between is where Lime is able to find the points.
Well, Counterfeit, that is the Japanese style. Just run and gun and kill people when you see them. They go ham, and that's what we're seeing right here. But oh, Lime killing 2 people from behind. 21 kills in total. That guy, well, he is... I just think you could say he's angry or perhaps sour in this game.
Ooh. Well, the Allies so close to catching up on MIBR, who have broken away from the Allies as time starts to run down. Destroy is actually starting to rival Lime's performance with that rusty Cog V. Certainly doing a good old number. Let's check in with Lime on this last part in. We'll pick up on yet another kill. But I think the Allies finally will run out of steam as this first game of the stream comes to a close.
Yeah, it will be over. Congratulations to MIBR winning this first game. But I must say that with the way things they went, considering that the Oblivious Allies, they were down some members, or allies, you could say, Lime and his team kept up pretty well against MIBR. So I would be scared to go into the second game.
Yeah, I'd be fascinated to see, is that kind of, are we going to see that kind of performance from Lime again, or was it because the Allies were just down to 3 members? And, is Lime the only member who can do that? If anything, I kind of start to wonder at this point, you look at the other 2 members of the Allies, do we get, in game 2, do we get more Limes, or do we get more Coconuts, the other members? We shall find out on the other side of the break, guys, so stay tuned. 7 minutes away, MIBR versus Oblivious Allies, Game 2 coming up. Welcome back, one and all. Our second encounter between MIBR and the Oblivious allies. After an incredible performance by Lime in Game 1, how many allies will we see, and can they live up to last game's performance?
Well, for now, it is only 3 allies. Lime apparently doesn't need more allies than 3. Because damn did he put up a good performance in game number 1.
Yes, I mean, you guys are saying in the chat, Lime is OP as all heck. Well, this is a very strange situation. I don't know what's going on with the allies that they consistently seem to have just these 3 players. But, you know, it nearly worked before, up until the very end of the game. Wow. Okay. That was a well-placed grenade. The Oblivious allies trying to sort of creep themselves away in this corner where it's hard to get in and force through the early kills.
Well, Lime already here starting out well, kind of it. Looking to again carry his team all the way. Let's see if the rest of his team can step up this time around. Now, Dylan did find 1 kill, I think. So putting in a bit more work here to help Lime. But Lime comes in with another grenade, well placed. Will go down to destroy. And MIBR, as long as they continue to trade kills, they should be fine here against Oblivious allies.
Multipot24, I'm afraid we only know anything at all about Modern Combat 5, though we are sort of sharing a channel with the Modern Combat Versus guys. I'm afraid you'd probably have to ask on their Twitter, because we don't even know where the Modern Combat 5 updates are, let alone the Modern Combat Versus. But hopefully that you'll be able to find out, even if it's just a case of keeping an eye on the Facebook page. Anyway, back to the game itself, and the Oblivious allies, they seem to be doing pretty alright, even though Lime is actually, yeah, pretty closely aligned with Party and Dylan right now.
I'm now having actually the help of his teammates will make it a bit easier, but we say that Counterfeit and 4 kills immediately go into the hands of MIBR and Oblivious allies. They fall a bit far behind now. Maybe now would be a good time for the Oblivious allies to pick up the rest of their allies.
Well, they weren't forthcoming the last game. They don't seem to be forthcoming this game. I do like the approach MIBR are taking, though, with Lime, which is, you know, you've got a player that's almost unstoppable in the 1v1, so rather than engaging them in a firefight, just throw so many grenades at them that eventually they'll just die.
Well, chucking grenades at your enemies is always a smart decision, I guess. Or I can't say anything about it because I've never been a soldier, but I could just imagine that grenades is probably a pretty straightforward way of killing someone.
Oh yeah, well, you know, paintball, man. That's how you get the
Oh man, I have played paintball, and that is like it's a horrifying experience.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it's like, you know, 1/100th of what it's like for, you know, actual soldiers to be in actual combat, and it's still terrifying.
Have you played paintball?
Yeah, that's why I know it's terrifying.
Oh man, yeah. See, the worst part about it was that when I played it, I went along with a guy who played softball, who actually knew how to play. And he really hit the shots, and I couldn't at all.
Oh, it's looking like these guys, we're not seeing softball from MIBR. This time round, they seem to have done a much better job of leveraging their numbers, and they have accrued a ludicrously huge lead. Destroy from before, current score leader, is now going through using that Ranger pistol to put down even more. And the allies, they had this amazing performance last time round, but this time Lime's only just managing to stay even on the KDA, and the rest of the squad are getting swept away in the MIBR flood.
Well, they certainly are more deadly than those soft gun shells right here. MIBR with a 15 kill lead. I'm not that good at maths, but with a 7, make that 8 kill lead here against Oblivious allies, surpassing that 40 kill mark. So close to taking this first round of competition.
Yeah, unless we see something absolutely crazy from the Oblivious Allies, and history tells us the only place that could conceivably come from is from Lime. But of course, the second that they go down, the Oblivious Allies go into full rout. Lime will be able to hook back up with Parsley there for a last stand, but you know those grenades are a-coming and destroy. Even with a triple kill from Lime, it's not going to be enough.
No, I don't think it'll be enough, Counterfeit, as the match has been completed. And the MIBR squad will take this first game here. Sorry, the second game against the Oblivious Allies. Congratulations to them for winning round of 16.
So we're going to let Aviator know, our admin. And as we said, now we have done our first ESL match, and congratulations to MIBR. I mean, that's going to be such a disappointment for the Oblivious Allies as well. You know, we saw how well they did in the first game, and they almost came back in the second. If they had that full roster, what a different story we could have seen here, but the one we got was the one which will be the Allies moving for. The Allies being driven away, MIBR moving forwards. So let's get you guys into our first community game of the day. So ESL 123 for a free-for-all on the streets. Let's get that lobby up in just a second. So normal kind of ESL rules. Tier 7 armor and below, Tier 3 armor and below. If you want to play. And let's just change across the platform, because of course we are on iOS now rather than the PC that we were a little bit earlier on today. Apologies for any of you guys who are on the ESL website. I think it had a bit of a hiccup, but apparently it's back up and working again, so we should be good. So yes, ESL 123, all the global chat invite to get in here for our first community game of the day. Actually, as well, while we're waiting, I don't know if the bracket has been updated as of yet.
I think it's slowly getting updated because we already have one quarterfinal up.
Oh, cool. So yes, so just to update you guys. So PQ were up against Hencho in Mexico. Is it Mexico? Am I saying that remotely right? I don't know. They've made it through to face off against Encrypted, also representing Mexico. So we might well be getting that one relatively soon. Danger, $14k, welcome to the game. Let's see if we can find you some friendos to play with. Doink. Killsmith Plays, welcome.
Yeah, guys, Danger is all alone. Doesn't want to be that. Come on, guys, go in. Give him some love, or her, of course. Could be both.
That's why I say they, man. You never know.
That's true.
Everyone's equal on the battlefield. Danger.
I think everyone is deadly if you give them a gun, Peter.
It's true. I often say that about my pet hamster. Little beady eyes. When they get a bead on you, deedless, you know you're in trouble. Hey Game Jacker, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. What language is that person speaking? Google Translate, away! It is Chinese. Oh, it's haha. There you go.
Haha.
Apparently, it said exactly the same in Chinese. Alright, so maybe we don't have any friends. Alright, I'll tell you what. Instead, what we'll do is we'll jump onto the Battle Royale battlefield. Just to give you guys something to see.
The BR battlefield?
Yes, the BR. Game Shacker Win 10. Oh, you're on Windows 10? So we're playing on iOS at the moment, so apologies for that. But we did have our Windows torn a little bit earlier, and we will have another one in a couple of weeks' time. So hopefully you'll come back for that if you're a Windows 10 player. And yeah, should be good times for everybody. I know myself and Deedless enjoyed the chance to play some games together on that stream, on our earlier stream. Being as we're both primarily players on PC. But you know, Deedless, I'm sure Deedless would be the first to admit that I've gone okay.
Wait, no. Cyberbullying, man. That's my whole
I was giving you a chance for redemption, but no, you threw it away. Threw it away. Oh, wait a sec. We might have got another game, actually. So I'll just have a quick check and see. Alright, well, let's see if I can get killed as quickly as possible, because I think we're going to be jumping out of here in a second. Get over here.
Yeet some weed, Peter. Right? That's what the young people say. Whoa.
Get with the stabbing.
You are a butcher. Good man. Go on, kill him, kill him, kill him, shoot him in the head. Nice.
And there's only one guaranteed way to make sure I don't get killed, which is to try and get killed as quickly as possible.
True. I think we just got a pass key, we did.
Well, what can you do, huh? I retire undefeated. See, that's why I like the fort a lot more than the airport, because while there's a lot of people, like, there's a lot of ways you can sort of ambush those people and get away with it. Whereas in the airport, I feel like anytime you start a fight with someone, you're almost inevitably going to get shot in the back of the head.
Maybe you just need to get good, man. Maybe you just need to get good.
Well, it's what we're all hoping to be. So we're going to be joining Canada and friends for the ZC Tryouts family versus Impossible Missions Force, our next ESL game. So get ready, guys. Should be pretty fun. So that's going to be our Colombian representatives versus our Korean representatives. So hey, it's always nice to see some new countries. Let's see, IMF. Just like in the movie, huh?
The movie?
Yeah, you know, Mission Impossible Wars. I'm pretty sure the organisation is called the IMF in there.
Oh, it might be. I'm not sure. IMF.
I always.
Well, you also have the International Monetary Fund.
I mean, they may have done secret missions as well. I can't say for certain. But I don't know, man. I always thought it was a little goofy that they actually called it the Impossible Mission Force. But we shall see. Goofs or otherwise. This is our quarterfinals coming up. The ZC Tryouts squad from Colombia versus Korea's Impossible Missions Force. This is our #1 seed versus our #8. The Tryouts, this will be their first match in the tournament here today, but they do come in as our favourite squad, and Canada will be leading them out.
Now let's see if the CSAT Tryouts can go all the way, or if the Impossible Missions Force can show up today. I remember these two teams as teams that have gone pretty far in the past, at least looking back at CSAT Tryouts family's history. In Blue March Cup #2, didn't get that far, but with Canada and the rest of his team, they know, well, they have that experience that is necessary to go very far.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Certainly Frenzy leading out pretty well to start off with. Of course, Gigi Hadid, a name we've seen around quite a few times. Attracted quite a lot of attention before for some very, very strong performances. We'll have to see how they do today, as the IMF have taken an early lead. Let's see, so it's Frenzy who's doing the lion's share of the work, picking up 3 kills so far in the first minute.
Wait, he's on a Frenzy counterfeit.
Urgh. Living up to his name, huh?
Well, he's definitely on a tear, and right now with 3 kills, that has put IMF quite far ahead here. But we say that, and Canada and the rest of the Tryouts family, they find them kills not too far behind now, actually, as they even up the game.
And Brian doing a little dance in the close quarters there with I'm TCO, and the Tryouts take themselves a lead. I think Brian, currently the score leader, along with Nub for the squad, doing a real good job so far, untouched with that BSW, and getting kills with half the shots they fired so far.
I love that we're seeing such a close game counterfeit. It's not often that we do see these games be as close. And CZ Tryouts still just hanging on. Well, the lead is starting to develop now. But it can just swing back very fast, as we've seen before here in this one game.
It's pretty brutal back and forth. I think we did have some late arrivals, particularly from the IMF squad. But yeah, it's IMF starting to build up a pretty good head of steam here. Frenzy still seems to be the one to watch, but kills dropping into IMF's hands all over the map. GG grabs another, using the slack there to light up the floor beneath the Tryouts' feet.
Oh, now Tryouts, they are pretty far behind here. 10 kills, IMF turning up. They are ready to get that bread, as they right now are 8 kills ahead. They want to go to the grand final, or at least start out by moving into the semi-final.
So we're almost at the halfway mark. IMF looking very good for themselves. As GG comes in from the side, locks down the last kill, has supplemented the slack power with the imp, if only for a second. Of course, the Tryouts headed up by Canada, as we said before, the team owner, Elvis and MIT, team captains, and a pretty deep roster. It's surprising to see the Tryouts go this far behind this early, but hey, if IMF can manage it, then more power to them.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Tryouts family, I do think it is a team for trying out new things and trying out different players. Now, obviously, here with Canada leading the charge, I think he might be one of the best players on the team right now. But against IMF, a team that we know can do well, have seen do well as well in the past, and with Taco being on their roster, they certainly know how to play the game too.
Some very, very strong performances from the IMF. You can see there, oh boy, 3 players, Frenzy, Raphael, and TKO, or TCO, with exactly the same scoreline as each other. If that doesn't speak to a coordinated squad, I don't know what will. IMF so close to ending this one out and taking one step further forward against our #1 seeded ZC Tryouts squad.
2 more kills and we're done with 1 more. IMF, can they get the last kill? Who is it going to be? And there we go. MIT will fall down and IMF pick up game #1.
Impressive performance. So they had the 3-pronged trident. Let's take a look at those numbers. So yes, we've got Frenzy, we've got Raphael and TCO, all with 11 kills. Sirius just behind with 10 and 7, and even their bottom performing member, Gigi Hadid, still had a respectable scoreline. We did actually have, though, some very good numbers coming in from Nub on the Tryout squad, so maybe things will be different coming into game #2.
Well, if Nub can continue to show up and be as dominant, then I'm sure that things could look different here for CZ Tryouts family.
Alright guys, stay tuned for we shall return in 7 minutes or less with our next bout of ESL action. Welcome back, one and all. Our second encounter between the ZC Tryouts and IMF is here. IMF impressed, taking down the Tryout squad, who are seeded number 1 in the tournament. Talked to Gigi Hadid between the games, and apparently IMF, they attribute their success to their aggressive style, and they're looking to try and put this up to 50 kills as swiftly as they can in game number 2.
Well, they certainly are coming out swinging right here, kind of fit, with them finding 3 kills within the first 30 seconds. These guys being quite aggressive.
Yep, I believe the direct quote was, "Rush till we reach 50." And seems to be working pretty well so far.
Yeah, well, I remember when I'm playing, let's say, other shooter games, then there's usually always a opportunity to just rush things. So might as well just rush here as well. IMF, 11 kills so far within the first 1 minute.
You have to remember though, we've got MIT, captain of the Tryout squad, doing some incredible good stuff, but will take a grenade right to the face. Thought they were safe. Apparently very much not the case. We are seeing the Bramson coming in from TCO, doing a real nice job as the kills come flowing in from both sides of the equation. I think IMF seem to think that if it just goes down to a straight knockdown brawl, that they're favoured, and so far the results seem to be leaning that way.
Yeah, certainly it is. IMF, however, are slowing things down a bit. Found, what, like 10 kills within the first minute, and now they've only found 8 kills. Here at 5 minutes and 10 seconds, IMF. You said they wanted to rush, kind of it. I don't see them rushing anything right here. Taking it very slow, very steadily.
Well, we'll have to see how it progresses right now. Both teams close to that 20 kill mark. But MIT is putting on a clinic for that Tryout squad. Almost single-handedly being able to save the squad. In fact, yeah, literally has more kills on MIT than the rest of the team do combined. Very Lime-like in that respect. Can MIT, one of the captains of the Tryout squad, lead by example? Certainly, we've got decent performances from IMF, but they're actually starting to fall behind quite significantly.
They are now 4 kills behind IMF. I did not expect this as Canada goes down. And, well, that lead is starting to shrink a bit here. IMF winning trades all over the map. And suddenly the lead is no more, kind of it.
Just like that, quick and brutal, just the way that IMF like to operate. So 4 minutes left to play. Both teams over the halfway mark as far as those kills go. Gigi are going to use the Imp as a mine layer, just firing those shots around the corner, trying to make sure they don't need to hit that one shot, one kill. Just instead, the AoE shot from missing can sometimes just be enough.
IMF loses Gigi Hadid right there. Now, however, Sirius will come in and find a kill onto Canada, so just trading a few members here and there. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. IMF, they just need 12 more kills, and they will be in our semi-final of, or the first semi-final of the day.
IMF have that 1 game advantage, so they can afford to play a little fast and loose here, play a little riskier, knowing that their tournament futures are not directly on the line, at least in this game. The melee kills come in, everyone slaughtering each other. It's a bloodbath, dealers. And at this point, it's extremely unclear as to which team's going to come out ahead when we finally get to that 50 kills.
Right now, CZ Tryouts with 1 kill lead. They can certainly still do this. 2 minutes and 35 seconds left. IMF, they would want to end things right here, but CZ Tryouts not willing to do that, as they find yet another kill here. But, oh, 2 good grenades from IMF will take things back.
So Frenzy, the current score leader, competing with MIT for that top spot. And then we've got Nub and TCO competing for the second. It feels like any of those guys could be the ones to pick up the last kills. TCO grabs one, and there it is. GG Hadid makes good on that promise before the game even started. 50 kills with 2 minutes left on the clock. IMF move forward.
Congratulations, IMF. You will move in to the semi-final where you are going to meet either MIBR or VA Spirit or Great Clan, as they're still in the first round of things today. But congratulations, very well played by IMF.
Alright guys, so with the end of that series, we want to get you guys back onto stream once again. So please use the passkey ESL123 to come join in. Of course, you'll be able to see on the screen once the game actually gets set up. So let's go for it. Let's see. So I know we've done, did a little bit on PC before, but what map are you feeling like now?
Well, let's go for overtime. It doesn't see enough love.
That's true. There was a long... so initially overtime was actually taken out of the game. I'm not quite sure of the reasoning why, presumably for technical reasons. And for a long time it was a community request to have the overtime map back. But, I kind of feel like it's one of those things that, when people really want something very badly, it just kind of happens. You're like, oh, because the community worked extremely hard to get overtime back into the game. But yeah, I think that's a good enough reason to make sure that we get as much usage out of it as possible.
Well, let's go ahead, Peter, and load up a game on overtime then.
So, please use the global chat invite or the passkey ESL123 if you want to play during the break. Pandix, yes, I'm TCO. We're making the assumption it's Taco because that seems like the most obvious interpretation of that name. Though, of course, there's nothing stopping anyone else from just having a similar name like that. Welcome back, Danger. Let's see if we can find you some friends to play with. Right. Oh, that's cool. Yes, so we've got a few more. So, Risky. So yeah, so just to recap for any of you guys who just come into the stream. So we've just seen the ZC Tryouts family, our #1 seeded team, getting knocked out in their first round of competition. Of course, it was the second one for IMF, who already beat out Admiral on the way here. So I think we'll probably be one of the first teams to make it through to the semi-finals today. So let's see if we can get a few more bodies in here to keep the break game going. Ah, thank you, Soldier13291. Encouraging people to join the game. That's what we like to see. Alright, we'll throw out one more global chat invite. Hopefully this player will grab onto a team. Alright, either way. Ooh, actually. There we go, 3 versus 3. Great way to start. We'll catch you guys after the break. But you can, of course, join in all the way through, so don't worry. If you haven't managed to get in yet, there's still lots of room. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the break. Alright guys, welcome back. Let's have a look across those numbers. So, Old Man, and Bocciarana. I remember Bocciarana from before. Well done, a strong performance there from you guys. So, we are waiting on our next ESL match. So while we do, we're going to head out onto the Battle Royale battlefield and see how we shall do ourselves. So come and join us, all of you guys, if you want to play. Just queue up right now, and hopefully we'll end up in the same game as each other. Let's see. Oh, Goldberg fan Nico, welcome from Germany. Yes, I imagine Germany must be a pretty similar time zone to you, Deedless.
It's exactly the same.
Oh, there you go. So 1:15 in the morning, fantastic. I'm always impressed by people who come and play at, like, you know, in the middle of the night in their countries, because it can't be very easy to play competitively when you're proper knackered. Man, there's only 3 people in the fort. That's extremely unusual.
Well, maybe you have an actual chance of winning then.
I don't know, man. I prefer it when they've got people to kill, because then they can go and loot stuff for me.
Yeah.
Loot. Well, I mean, we've got a couple of things. I guess enough to get started with. I'm hoping for something a little bit more meaty, though, before I start really laying in those attachments. Oh, hello. Someone started a fight. But where are they? Well, we sure are not hurting for Alma here. Ooh, compact. It's the worst. The worst. Ah! There we go. It's a shame. Everything that they had was terrible, but hey.
But hey man, you're getting the kills. Or getting some kills.
Yes, I almost died there just because I didn't actually bother to raise my sights up, because I started to get a bit cocky. Let's not make that same mistake again. Whoops.
Come on, Peter. You can do it. You can do it. Shoot him down.
Bang bang. I think we have now killed everybody who was in the fort. So we should be able to just loot everything. Marvellous. It's so much more efficient to get other people to loot stuff for you, though.
Well, you have a lot of kills already.
Yeah, I think we've run out of people to kill, which is a bit of a problem. Goldberg, so we're playing just on iOS today. But the Battle Royale is on Android, it's on PC as well.
Come on, shoot him. Wait, why did you just reload your gun? Knife him, knife him, knife him, knife him, knife him, or shoot him. Now run and duck.
Oh man, that's good advice.
Hey, that's an imp.
How did we miss this before?
PogChamp.
Oh, hello, well, someone else to make friends with. Oh, hello, I think we're getting shot in the butt. Maybe not, actually. Oh wait, no, we totally are getting shot in the butt. Oh, I feel pretty good about that. I feel like maybe I should have put some attachments on this gun, because we've been firing it for absolutely ages. We still haven't found any other guns. But it seems to be doing the job well enough, I suppose.
You're not doing a good job at aiming down your sights, however.
Oh man, there you go. That's someone who basically just got all of our stuff for us. Alright, so let's go and take advantage of people actually firing their guns and being visible on the map.
Man, you're getting a lot of kills.
Yeah, I know, right? Everyone's just coming to the centre of the map so I can kill them.
Well, why not?
Oh man, that was an instance where I absolutely should have aimed down my sights, but I didn't because I was getting too cocky. And it cost me big time.
Hey man, we learn from our mistakes.
Alright, well we'll try one more time, and then we'll go back and give you guys a chance to play on the stream once again. But yeah, I feel like I'm getting a little bit better, Right. So let's I'll just have a quick jump and look over our bracket.
We have nearly all the teams in the quarterfinal now. We're just missing some teams in the semifinal.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yes, we might have another quarterfinal before we move on to semifinals proper, or we may just sort of jump backwards and forwards a little bit across the tournament. But I think some of the teams have kind of got a little bit further ahead than the others. But we'll get through all of it. It'll be fine. Oh man, I wish I could drive this around. It'd be great. So Hero Gaming, Simon, I'm glad. At least I'm assuming you're impressed from the facial expressions you dropped in the chat. I think we did pretty well. Like, so I guess maybe we can have this as being our lesson of the day. You know, Deedless, as a former competitive player, how did you keep yourself from losing focus if you were doing well?
Well, I think it's harder to say because I always played what's it called, like team games. And MC5 is obviously solo. So there's a big difference. I think just like trying to keep your head level headed. Keep yourself level headed, I guess, should be the way to go.
Oh, that's reasonable.
Just try and breathe in, breathe out, and not do anything stupid.
Well, let's do our best, I suppose.
Yeah, good luck.
Ah, that's kind of easy to say. I think we've got a decent start. We've got a good weapon, we've got some decent attachments as well. So, I think we're... Oh.
Aim down your sights.
Yeah, I gotta... I'm just getting a bit lazy. Alright, where are these people who are fighting over here? Oh, yeah, there's someone shooting at us as well. Hopefully they thought that we were going to go through there as opposed to we actually didn't have a way out. Oh, there's a friend over there. Man, everyone comes to the fort for a fight. It's great.
Yeah, they're basically like you. They believe that the fort is the best place, whereas it's obviously the airport.
Well, that was a bit unfortunate. I ran past the person who was being pursued by somebody else, and then they shot me in the face. Better luck next time, huh? So, this gives us a chance at least to get you guys back on stream again. So, We did some capture the flag before. So now we need something else a little bit weird. Let's see, what have we got? So we've got oh, I don't know if we've got enough people. Give it a try. Alright, let's give it a go. Like, I'm fully prepared to have this not happen, because unfortunately this tournament mode will only start if we've got 8 people, which is a little bit, it's kind of quite a lot to ask. But let's give it a try. So let's go for, can we do a tournament on, oh, we can do a tournament on here, okay. Not sure if we've ever actually done that. Alright, let's give it a try. So if any of you guys would like to take part in a dual tournament, that's 1v1 games in like its own little micro tournament, then come and join us with the ESL 123. We'll give it a few minutes and see if we can start to get some people in. Because I don't know if there's going to be enough people coming around to play for that, but hopefully, if you guys come along, bring a friend, bring a bunch of friends, because we're going to need a lot of people to actually get this started. I feel like everyone's probably just playing Battle Royale right now, which is, I guess, a decent problem to have.
Yeah, man, it could be worse.
That's true. I mean, this is one of the things that, you know, is a big concern when you're talking about games development, is, you know, you have several different kind of game modes, you're going to end up competing with yourself. But, you know, I guess there are worse problems to have, for sure. Alright, RSC Legendary. I'm hoping we might get some attention just because nobody really hosts dual tournaments. So we might just get people who come along just for the novelty factor. We got a couple in. So Legendary. Who else we got here? We got Vold. I think might be representing the Rainbow Six group. Let's get these guys added up as friends so I can spam them with invites. Oh yes, okay, so Vold definitely from the stream. Excuse me. Alright, we'll give it like a couple of minutes. Oh no, it's everyone heading off. Maybe they might have an ESL game.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Well, we still don't have a pass key for any semifinals.
Alright, well, we seem to be getting people kind of sort of semi-consistently coming in, so I'll hold out hope for the time being. I kind of feel like the more people we've got in here, the more likely it is we'll get more then following on more people as well. Because people tend to be more likely to join lobbies that are fuller. Because, you know, the expectation is the game will get started sooner.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think Legendary God might be doing some recruiting for us in the chat, which is hopefully going to be the case. Okay, there we go. We've got a third coming in. So something I was going to try and erase with Game Off directly was to try and make it so that these dual tournaments can start with less people, which I imagine would take a little bit of work from a programmer side of things, but with me they'd be a little bit more practical to actually do. They are very cool though. Like, there aren't very many games that actually allow you to run a tournament within the actual game itself. But if not, alright. I don't want to leave this too super long. I think instead, okay, we're just going to abandon ship on that one. I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, maybe another BR or just a community game, just a deathmatch would be the way to go.
Alright, well, let's go for a free-for-all on the museum. Who doesn't love museum? It's a favourite of families everywhere. You can get educated at the same time as chucking grenades at each other. And also, it's a little bit less demanding. Right, so same passkey, ESL 123. And we'll see if we can get a few more bodies in here to help deliver ourselves an education.
Bodies.
Hey, buddies!
Let's find some buddies. Oh.
There we go. Yes, we've got a few of the same people coming in. That's always nice. Let's see. So, if we can get 3 people in, then we'll get this one started just so you guys have actually got a game to watch. Kenzo, that's too bad you can't play being on Android. Well, I'll look forward to seeing you play when we get back onto Android again next week. I think we've got enough people to actually get started. Oh man, we've got Vol May. Wow, this should be interesting. Okay, cool, yes, it was a good idea to go for the free-for-all. I think more people are up for that than there are for dual tournament, which is, I guess, understandable. Right, so hopefully these players will join. Okay, cool. We got some good numbers here. Alright. The question is Lars going to go from unassigned to join the game? I don't know, we're going to have to start at some point, and I think that will kick him out. I feel a little bit bad, but... okay, no, they're in there. They're in. Okay, let's get things started. So, guys, enjoy the game. We shall return. We're going to have a word with our admin in the break to see how the tournament is getting along, and of course, we'll let you guys know once we do. And we'll see you on the other side of the break. Alright guys, welcome back. So, it looks like unfortunately, the game we were hoping to get into on the ESL side has gotten a little bit away from us. So with that in mind, we're going to try and set up a Tier 1 team battle. Now, Dealers, where do you think would be the best place for a Tier 1 team battle?
Rooftops. Always the rooftops.
I don't even know why I ask. The answer's always the same. Let's get going. So, guys, you will need a Tier 1 Assault, Support, Sniper, or Heavy loadout to be able to join this game. So let me just throw that up on screen. Tier 1 weapons and armor. So this is so that I can actually, you know, not really compete, but at least not get horribly slaughtered by everybody. We've tried games before where I've been playing with Tier 1 and everyone's been playing with Tier 7. It hasn't gone very well. We'll see. If there aren't enough people around for a Tier 1 game, of course, we'll just jump into Battle Royale or something similar. But hopefully, I hope. I know that a lot of you guys probably don't have Tier 1 stuff ready, necessarily. But hey. Let's see, so the match we were looking to get into was Revolutions versus Rainbow Six. So those guys, I believe, since they've started their game, I think they were probably our last quarterfinal. We'll be probably having our semi-final start up fairly soon. Encrypted beat out Henshell and Mexico to be able to get through to the semi-finals, and Impossible Missions Force, of course, we saw personally achieve that same feat a little earlier, taking out ZC Tryouts. Great Clan and MIBR are competing to go up against IMF.
Oh, we have a pass key.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh, who's this for? Okay.
So probably game number 2.
I
oh
guess
wait,
so.
no.
Oh. Oh man, he's keeping us in suspense again. Yay. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Because I think it's quite likely we're going to come back and get into game. We'll just wait on word from Aviator, because I think the teams are taking a bit of a break between games. Okay, apparently they're ready now. It was a short break, apparently. A very short break. So,
well, at least they're ready now, I guess.
Just looking to find out who won game number 1 between them. So, this is the game we were looking to try and get into before. Let's see. Alright, Parsky. I think the players are pretty much ready. So we'll be jumping in just a second, hopefully. There we go. Alright, so... interesting. That's... not who I would have expected to see in this game. That looks more like Great Clan and MIBR to me. In fact, I'm certain that's Great Clan and MIBR going by their tags. So let me just get that updated. Okay. And I think we might be able to tell by looking at the matchup data. So this is a quarterfinal, and conversion is game number 2. So, Diddles, do you mind asking Aviator who won game number 1 between these two? Because this is definitely map 2, but I guess we might be able to figure out if Great Clan continue to look as good as they have in this early game. But we'll wait an update for that one.
Yep, I'm asking now.
Cool. Alright, so Swash for the Great Clan side of things. A nimble hand with that BSW. Of course, we've seen a few of these faces before from MIBR. Let's see, so MIBR taking out the Oblivious allies earlier on in a 2-0 fashion. Great Clan went 2-1 against War Spirit, another Japanese team. I think there were, how many Japanese teams were they playing today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 or 6.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
Yeah, impressive. Of course, I think this is, these kind of tournaments are designed to be, a more friendly time zone for that kind of part of the world. And Japan, like France, we've mentioned before, a country which plays a lot of MC5 and tends to be extremely good at it.
Well, I think it's the Blue Cups are supposed to be friendly for America and Asia.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because right now the time in Japan is 11:15 in the morning, and in the US, or at least if you go by Washington DC, it's around like 10:45 in the evening.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We found a way to bring people together through a bit of the old ultra-violence. So we had kind of hoped, just in the purposes of being able to tell who won game 1, for this to be a somewhat one-sided game 2, but it seems like it's pretty darn close. Hero Gaming 7, I don't know if you know any of these guys to know what the results were for the first time around. I think because they've been in-game, they haven't had a chance to tell Aviator, and they're holding off till towards the end. I imagine we'll probably find out for certain once this game is done and the players come back out again.
Yep, well, Great Clan for now, and MIBR just clashing up. 5 kills separating these two teams. MIBR, well, looking to take a game 2 at least.
A strong MIBR showing. Great Clan, they started off so well. Swash has been leading the pack and has got the most kills in the game right now, but the MIBR team, as a team, performing just that little bit better, and that's all it takes. One extra kill on each of the members, and suddenly you're looking at a pretty substantial lead.
Yeah, well, MIBR with a lead of 5 kills, once again counterfeit. Pretty substantial, with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. I don't think they need all that time, but Great Clan obviously fighting back, not giving up without a fight.
The timer, I think, is going to be way behind the actual end of the game. Nab does seem like the one to follow. As you can see, the MIBR just moving up as a pack. The old pack tactics. Going to go charging down the stairs. Nab very hard to put down. Suka able to save a little bit of time, but still gets overwhelmed with a nice flanking maneuver from the MIBR squad. Employing the old Raptor tactics. Worked pretty well for the dinosaurs, and will work pretty well again for MIBR.
Well, congratulations to MIBR. Now, we're trying to figure out still who won game number 2. Sorry, game number 1 rather, as we just saw game number 2. But no luck as of yet, counterfeit. But obviously, if this was game or if Great Clan won game number 1, then we're gonna go to the museum. If not, then we are done, and we should have a semi-final on the way.
Alright guys, so stay tuned. We'll either be back shortly with a community game, or if not, then we'll hold off for that third game between Great Clan and MIBR. We'll catch you guys in a few minutes' time on the other side of the break. Alright guys, welcome back. So we have confirmed this is game 3 coming up between Great Clan and MIBR with one game in hand for each. The museum will bear mute witness to the continued tournament existence of just one of these teams.
So MIBR or Great Clan, only one of these guys can advance to our semi-final. Whoever wins will go on to meet IMF, the Impossible Missions Force.
Very strong start out for the Great Clan here. Teardrop MC5 can see you in the YouTube chat. If you run into problems with someone else using your dog tag, you really do need to get in touch. Well, you need to get in touch with the ESL admins really, rather than the Game Loss support. Just because I don't think the Game Loss support can really do too much about it. So if you file a ticket on the ESL website, you can just file a general one if you go into the current tournament, and they'll get through to the admins. Or you can speak to Aviator featured on the ESL Discord, which I'll put the link in for right now. Anyway, back to business, as we have got ESL action to attend to. Again, a very evenly fought contest in the early going.
MIBR taking just a few steps ahead of Great Clan, with them having a free kill lead. It's not a lot, but it is something. And if MIBR they keep this up, then it should all be Gucci.
Well, it's promising to be a very even last game, as we see. The close range firefight can get real messy real quick, as Great Clan managed to almost equalize and do so. Dragon picking up that last kill as Sanji comes in, has the team sweeper with that Bramston, but can't quite do enough to keep Destroy down. Now Destroy leading the pack by a considerable margin. School leader of MIBR, as Great Clan looks like they've dropped a member, and it could not be worse timing.
That is true, however, with MIBR being so far ahead, I think it all evens out right here. But oh, Great Clan make a big comeback suddenly. Only 4 kills MIBR, they're not allowed to really take off in this game.
Yes, and as we were discussing the missing Great Clan member, they came back right away. So we've got the even Stevens back in again, but we talked about this idea before. Sometimes, you know, if it's a weaker performing member, them disconnecting can be a blessing in disguise if the other team are just going to harvest points from them. Destroy, only taken down 3 times so far in this game, is a nightmare to go up against. I think, honestly, Great Clan will be much better off seeking their points elsewhere.
It might be. Right here, Swashi finds a kill onto Acti on MIBR. And Great Clan, they are fighting here against MIBR, but it's not like MIBR, they're really being able to develop this big kill lead. But I must say, however, that I think it's pretty cool that Great Clan, they are catching up to MIBR.
As we cross the halfway mark, MIBR looking pretty good. Again, it's going to be the performance of an individual player that's really standing out here. Just like before, Nab providing lieutenant's duties to Destroy's Captain-esque performance. Swish, for the side of Great Clan, is the school leader over there, but man, it is close. As the 3 minutes remaining starts to come to an end, Swish grabs another with a well-placed grenade. And Great Clan, they get themselves back into the lead again.
MIBR now losing a bit of their steam. This is not the time to do so. We are in our quarterfinal. So if they lose this game, obviously, then they are out. But MIBR, you don't want to lose your steam now. You want to keep it up. And between these two teams, it is so very even counterfeit.
Sway doing a nice job there, racking up the numbers for the Great Clan. With Dragon in hot pursuit as well. It's all coming down to these last few minutes, these last few kills. Who will head to the semi-finals to face off against the IMF for that place in the grand finals themselves.
Only one kill separating these two teams. It is not over yet. And it is very, very close. Destroy looking for a kill with 17 kills. This guy is a madman. And he's doing so well here for MIBR. But he goes down 45 to 45.
Swaish being the difference maker there. Taking the big scorer off MIBR off the table for just a second. But they have respawned back in again. But they go down once again. Not before putting MIBR in the lead. Dragon grabs 2. Swaish looking for one more. It goes either way, but today it falls to the Great Clan to move to the semis.
Congratulations to Great Clan, and now they're gonna have to move up against Impossible Missions Force. Also a team that are very, very aggressive like Great Clan. So they're gonna have quite a task ahead of them.
Alright guys, let's take a look across. So, Destroy and Nab for MIBR, Dragon and Swatch for Great Clan. Some very, very strong individual performances there. But now the series is done. We need you guys once again. We call upon your help. ESL 1, 2, 3. We need you to play in these break games. If you're a ESL player and your team has been knocked out, there's no reason to stop playing. Just come and join us. Honestly, we've had some really fun custom games before. We've had entire teams who have finished their ESL run and have turned up to find a way to keep their practice going. So dealers, without saying rooftops, where do you want to go for this next team battle?
Rooftop.
I don't even know why I ask.
Let's go to Scramble.
Alright. Looks like it's all up to normal, so tier 7 and below, tier 3 and below armor. Same sort of stuff you get in the ESL competition. Let's get ourselves some players in for this break game. Hoorah! There we go. So I think we've got friend Taco from the Impossible Mission Force. Probably has other things to worry about right now. But doesn't mean that you guys can't come and play on stream and maybe impress your way into one of these teams in the future. Alexander P, welcome. Let's find you a buddy. So we should be picking up, well, I imagine there's a reasonably good chance we might be getting into our Great Clan Impossible Mission Force Semifinal, or Encrypted Re-Evolutions Semifinal quite soon.
Probably the upper semifinal first, because the lower semifinal has been going on for a while now.
Ah, fair enough. Well, if that's the case, then there's a good chance once we do get into our semis, we'll be riding them straight to the finals themselves. So get your games in while you can. Once we get to the finals, that will be, of course, as you might expect, the end of our stream. So if you want a chance to play on the big stage, you gotta get in here now. Welcome, Legendary, Sapnu, and Alexander once again. Let's see. Oh, wait, what's Sapnu asking for? They're asking to be subbed to their YouTube. Well, there's a lot of content creators in the channel. I would definitely, well, I mean, you know, we're both content creators, Doodless. Personally speaking, I feel like the best way to get people to sub to you is to kind of engage them in conversation, you know, make friends with them, and then they'll, you know, be much more inclined to sub than just asking people to.
Well, that's assuming that I can make friends, Peter.
Aww. Are you cyberbullying yourself now?
Yes.
Tragic. Well,
I got tired of cyberbullying you because you just take it all.
It's long-term planning, guys. Alright, we shall catch you in a few minutes' time on the other side of our community game. Welcome to the semi-finals. We see the return of IMF and Great Clan now head to head for a spot in the grand finals.
Kind of it. We are starting out here on the rooftops, my favorite map. So I'm just looking forward to seeing some great action already here. Great Clan coming out finding the first blood.
We'll have to see where the rain falls, whether it be on the just and the unjust. But just this second, IMF have got themselves a decent early lead, spreading out their kills across all four of their members in this game. But of course, Great Clan, they've got the numbers advantage at least right now. They've got to take this opportunity to get as many points as they can before IMF come back out at full force.
The Impossible Missions Squad, or Force, sorry. Right here, falling a bit behind. I'm actually surprised to see this, considering how IMF are very used to playing a fast-paced game. Right here, finding 2 kills, evening out the score. But still, you would imagine that against Great Clan that they could put up quite a performance. Obviously, they are 1 man down, but they are also 3 kills down.
Dragon taking flight for the Great Clan in this game, 5-0 so far. Of course, the misty bounds of the rooftops mean that it can be a little tricky to see all the way across the other side. You can get caught out a little bit occasionally. Let's check in with IMF. So it's Frenzy once again dominating the lower bounds of the rooftops, where Great Clan do not dare to tread so far.
Well, you don't want to go all that way out, kind of it, because it can. Oh, whoa, Frenzy finding a kill right there, will go down immediately. Man, this game is so close.
Yeah, honestly, I'm impressed with what we're seeing from IMF here, particularly playing with 4 persons. They don't seem to be showing any fear whatsoever in trying to get their points in the most dangerous way possible. Everybody getting blown up by Frank in that last exchange as Frenzy, again, is showing no fear whatsoever. We now see Dragon with a few more deaths under their belt as it starts to turn into a bloodbath at the head of the stairs.
I love how we're not even seeing these teams just try and control the pace of the game. They're just going at each other all the time on top of the rooftops. No one is controlling the actual rooftops. No one is shooting down through the vents. They're just fighting all the time.
So I saw Kartik posting in the YouTube chat. I do seem to remember that I passed the details across before, but Kartik Patel, if you can post your dog tag and platform into the YouTube chat, I will pass it across to our community manager. Apologies again for you missing out on your giveaway. I think Raju has been pretty good at getting those sorted out. So back into things. IMF winning out because Frenzy is just firing and firing and firing. I can't believe how quickly we saw Frenzy firing there. That their accuracy is still near 50%. Finally fall down. Can't be taken down by bullets, but grenades will do the job.
Ooh, now IMF, they're ahead on Frenzy. He is doing quite well for himself. 15 kills and only 6 deaths. That is a good score to rock. But IMF is still down 1 man, which is obviously hurting them quite a lot. But Frenzy, he goes on a rampage right there with finding 2 melee kills.
Well, Dealers, IMF being held together by Frenzy's performance. And you know what? You can't spell friends without... No. Oh, no, I had a really good line. You can't spell frenzy without friends. It would have worked a lot better if I got it out right the first time round.
I'm not sure that's right, but well, let's just for your sake say that it is right, Peter, and IMF friends sticking together, winning.
Yeah.
Fighting, go.
Peanut butter jelly time. It's looking good for IMF. because Taco is providing that back up for the Friends of Frenzy and IMF. They take the first semi-final game and winning out by 10 even with a player disadvantage. Real impressive stuff.
Yeah, congratulations to IMF with them winning with a man disadvantage. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do when they have a man advantage right in the next game, kind of it.
What?
I would assume at least they would be a full squad.
We can only hope so. Though Great Clan ultimately did end up playing with just 4 players themselves, but we really want to see the full strength of both teams going at one another. But guys, we will be headed to break. We will of course be bringing you the second game between IMF and Great Clan as soon as we possibly can. So stay tuned and we'll be back momentarily. Welcome back, one and all. IMF and Great Clan go to battle once again. This time the conversion will attempt to contain their fury.
Now let's see if IMF they can keep up the momentum, winning game number 1 off of only 4 people in their squad. Quite a performance. Now Great Clan with 5 members here are looking to take down IMF, but IMF obviously looking very strong even with a man disadvantage.
Yeah, we were impressed by what we saw last time round. Honestly, this has been a running theme recently. Teams playing with less than full teams have still been managing to pull off some pretty impressive stuff, and IMF impressing once again as they get the early lead. Of course, Great Clan, if they can bring their numbers to bear, things will get messy in a hurry. But right now, it seems to be working out pretty well. GGO did. Grabs 2 before falling over. Taco grabs another. And we've got 3 members of the IMF squad with 3 kills. And TCO, the only one with 2.
For Great Clan, it is important that they continue to just trade 1-on-1s all the time. They can't give IMF a lead like they have now, because with Great Clan having the man advantage, they can pair up, they can group up, and they can work together to reduce the amount of kills that they're giving over to their opponents. Right now, with IMF just being allowed to find these solo kills and not having to trade, Great Clan actually come out behind, and right now IMF have a 5-kill lead.
Frank from the Great Clan currently leading the scoreline, rocking the heavy out for that close quarters control. Hey Vol Memory, how you doing? We are in our semi-final stage at the moment. IMF and Great Clan vying for that final spot. We'll of course keep you guys updated as we've got results from Encrypted versus the Re-Evolution's other semi-final going on simultaneously. Our finals will be coming up, I imagine, pretty soon after this series is done, and it could be done very soon if IMF have their way.
Well, IMF right now with a lot of momentum, looking very, very strong, even with just a 4-man roster. Kind of it. Would you please show us the scoreboard? I need to see who's dealing a lot of damage. Look at IMF, 10, 7, 6, and 6. These guys are all stepping up and all putting in the work. No one is being dead weight right now, which is not the same you can say for Great Clan, where it's only 1 or 2 members really pulling the load. You can see someone like Sanji and Swatcher only finding 3 and 4 respectively, but also dying more than they have found kills.
It's not been a good game for the Great Clan, as we've seen some pretty fierce fights, but yeah, IMF just consistently coming out ahead. I think one of the reasons why IMF seem to be doing so well is they're just staying on the move and making it very hard for Great Clan to really close down and trap them in one place. As long as IMF are on the move, they remain in control. They can take the fights they want to, and for the most part, those fights are going in IMF's favor.
IMF winning the grand final right here. Oh, sorry, not winning the grand final, sorry. They will be winning the semi-final, it's looking like. Great Clan not really being able to step up here against them, and Great Clan already disappearing in terms of their members have apparently given up. GG had it, looking so very strong. Same goes for Frenzy, 18 kills and 7 deaths, and with a 41 accuracy, that guy is on fire.
Yeah, some real nice work there from IMF. Great Clan just did not get started in that last game at all. And honestly, IMF put themselves in a pretty good position going into our grand finals today, winning out by a clean 14 kills. Do you think they can do it, D-List? Do you think they can go all the way to the end and beyond?
I definitely think that IMF, they have a pretty good chance. And we're just gonna have to wait and see who they're going to be facing. There is that option or possibility that they're going to be facing a Japanese squad in Re-Evolutions. But Time can only tell.
So guys, before that final comes a call-in, please do come and play on stream with us one more time. So ESL 1, 2, 3, a free-for-all on Vantage of all places. Let's see if we can find ourselves a bunch of friends. Of course, when our finals do begin, we will need to get on them as quickly as we can. So get in here, because this is quite likely going to be our last custom game of the stream, and we don't want you guys to miss out. Alright. Also, apparently Jackie Ross is up for a duel, so if any guys want to get in on some dueling action, that's there for you. Some gamblerinos. Sapnu and Risky, welcome, welcome. If we just grab a couple more bodies. Aha, there we go. Legendary, welcome, welcome. Let's get things started, because as I said, there's a good chance that we will be getting onto our next official ESL match pretty soon. Make sure we've got you guys as friends.
Oh, guys, there's an update. Encrypted will be moving into the grand final, so it's going to be impossible missions forced against Encrypted.
So guys, enjoy the break game, for we have a finals to prepare for. We'll be with you in 7 minutes or less as our tournament comes to a close, coming up next. Alright guys, welcome back, and congratulations to May. Oh, that May, always getting with the shenanigans, will be our free-for-all champion. So we're going to jump out. We haven't done a Battle Royale for a while, so let's get back out onto the battlefield again, and hopefully it will last a little bit longer than last time. Shri Harsha? Harsha? Sorry, I definitely got that wrong. So I apologies in advance, and but why not Android? We will be having an Android tournament next week, so if you're an Android player, do come back then next Saturday. So I know we've got a lot of very, very enthusiastic Android players. Hopefully we'll have that server merge between iOS and Android sometime soon. I think the Battle Royale might have put a bit of a delay on that, because I think most of the developers have been working on that for a while. But hopefully we'll get all that sorted out. And then, yeah, then all the Android guys will get a lot more tournaments, as will the PC players. So honestly, it works out pretty well for everybody.
Yeah, man. And I like when things work out. I'm sure you like when things work out as well, Peter.
Well, I think it's generally a good thing. I guess it depends on your perspective. Slippery slide, slippery slide. Ah.
Oh, we have a code, Peter.
Oh, do we? Well,
We
in that
do
case,
indeed.
let's get out of here, because we've got our finals to attend to. Guys, hold tight for a second. Right, and we'll be jumping in. So the Impossible Mission Force, who are their opposition? Could you remind me, Deedless?
It is encrypted.
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 They came from the crypt. Now they're... Tid? Should have got out while the going was good. Yes, best of 5 grand finals come up in just a few moments more. So guys, I think the lobby is up, but we are waiting on the remaining players to arrive. As soon as they do, we shall get the grand finals started. So make sure you've got your delicious water or the beverage of your choice, because once we get started, there will be very little time between games. We will look to go through them real quick and get this one done. IMF versus Encrypted coming up in just a few minutes' time. Welcome back one and all for our grand finals. IMF versus Encrypted. Best of 5 starts here on the museum. Talking to IMF before this match started, they reckon it's gonna be a 3-0 in their favor. Do you have as much faith in them as they have in themselves, Deedless?
Oh, I don't know about the 3-0, but I must say that I do think that IMF are coming into this game as the clear favorites, simply because they looked so good in the last few matches that we have seen with them. IMF, with only a 4-man roster, were able to win their semi-final. I don't know if that speaks a lot to you, Counterfeit, but I must say that being able to win a game with a 4-man roster against 5 people seems very impressive to me.
Well, this time around, they're fighting with a full 5-person roster, so we'll see. I have to think that IMF have got to, be even more impressive with a full roster lineup. I can't really see a world in which having less players is generally gonna be to their advantage. But Encrypted, we didn't know so much about them coming into the game, but wait a second. I think we're seeing some rather familiar looking faces on the Encrypted squad. Gometax, Score Arcade, Danny. I'm thinking that the Encrypted are a little bit more familiar than we gave them credit for.
Ooh, that's a good point, Counterfeit. These guys, they are well known from Score Gaming. It seems like I have misspoke right here. I'm probably gonna have to jump boat, guys. Score Gaming, obviously, are well, one of the best teams in the MC5 community, and I'm just gonna say right here that I believe that Score Gaming, or Encrypted, rather, could actually win this very easily, just because they have so much experience and are so good.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Perhaps your predictions will change again before this game 1 is done. We've got a long best of 5 ahead of us, and we want to find ourselves a decisive winner right now. King Gometax, the top dog of Score Gaming, and apparently the Crypt Keeper of Encrypted, doing extraordinarily well for themselves, so the rest of the squad aren't quite catching up. IMF only behind by 2. But with the 4 minutes coming up, that both teams have managed to crest over the halfway mark towards that glorious 5-0.
Encrypted now only with a 2-kill lead, Counterfeit. Not looking too good as IMF. They are finding their way back. 4 minutes left to go, but Encrypted, having reached 30 kills, are sitting quite comfortable here in this game. Gometax really being the big fracker for Encrypted, with him getting 16 kills. That is quite a lot. Now IMF, simply because Encrypted not being able to all step up to the plate, are now pulling themselves ahead.
Oh, it's extremely brutal. I was having a look at the stats there to see if I can spot out what the difference is between the two teams. To see both of them making good use of explosives and the military support. But for the IMF actually doing a lot of more melee kills than Encrypted have so far. It feels like a pretty dangerous proposition, but it can be very rewarding. It can be very punishing if someone's got a teammate there to avenge them immediately afterwards.
That is true, but IMF should be able to win game number 1 right here. They have just 3 more kills to find, 2 more kills, and Encrypted, they're gonna fall prey here to IMF. IMF slowly sneaking up, and Encrypted, despite us hyping up their strength as a team and their expertise from Score Gaming, are gonna lose game number 1.
Encrypted, a lot of work to do for that second game. Just saying, it's some very, very strong performances. So, King Gometax overthrow Encrypted, or at least 2/3 of Score Gaming. IMF, they had that frenzy strong performance as well as Monster, putting in some work for the squad. 16 kills ahead means IMF will definitely be the favourites coming into game number 2, but can they keep up this level of play? We should only one way to find out, and that's in game 2 of the Grand Finals coming up after the break. Welcome back, one and all. Our grand finals continues. Conversion, our destination for this encounter between Encrypted and IMF. Now, Dealers, in the break, we had a revised estimate from the IMF side as to how they think this series is going to go. Apparently, they were impressed on what they saw of Encrypted in Game 1. They have revised their estimation from 3-0 to 3-1.
Ooh, that Encrypted might be able to take a game off them now. Obviously, I've switched between teams quite a lot. I first said that I think IMF would win, then it was Encrypted. And guys, my final prediction is I have no clue. I've no clue what I'm saying.
Oh wow, you gotta keep that credibility up.
I believe one of the teams will win.
I mean, that's a fairly safe bet, sure.
Nice.
But we're not about safe bets here, Deedless. We're about flouting the rules. Like IMF have flouted the ability to fit their name into the name box. Those crazy cats.
The crazy cats.
Meow,
Well,
meow.
You know what kind of it? Encrypted right now? Very far behind IMF. So, if Encrypted are to win one game here against IMF, we're gonna have to see them shake things up.
Well, it'd be tough to shake off that first game loss. Encrypted really suffering here as they try and adopt a defensive posture against IMF. But that's just not gonna work when you're the team that are vastly far behind. Score Arcade has been taking the worst of it so far and will go down again. As Encrypted, well, we'll say they've made up of a good majority of Score Gaming members, but they have got some new faces in there as well. I'm pretty sure I've seen Denies around a fair bit and Casanova. I'll have to do a bit of research actually to check if they are all from Score Gaming, because I'll look proper silly if they are. Let's see. So I know that Gomatax is team leader of both. Score Gaming, let's see. So yes, Casanova and Denies. So the number 3 and number 5 player. Those are the ones who aren't regular Score Gaming members at least, but that doesn't really account for how much of a drubbing IMF are dealing out in these games.
No, well, IMF, they have shown to be a pretty dominant team. That they can fight both with 4 people, that they can make their comeback in the last minute. And, well, now, Encrypted, they're being given a bit of this IMF medicine.
It's a bitter medicine indeed, Dealers, as IMF nearly doubling up on the Encrypted score. Frenzy finally goes down after an incredible run. GG had in, I think, realizing that as the spokesperson for the IMF squad, they need to step up. He's the top scorer for the team, even outstripping Frenzy for a second. Before Frenzy, of course, makes good use of that military support. You can see there, both teams actually getting a decent chunk out from that. So nothing really emerging difference between the teams right now, apart from those raw numbers up at the top of that screen. GG and Frenzy both competing for that top spot. And now Encrypted, Gomatax, the team leader, is still doing well, but the rest of the score can't quite keep up.
Gomatax not able to inspire enough faith in his team members, so they aren't putting in as much work as him, unfortunately, right now. And now Haldering a bit behind. Maybe Gomatax will have to give them a talking to here in the break. Inspire them to be more brave and more, well, bloodthirsty, I guess?
Oh boy. I mean, that's that's one of the things which is one of the very fascinating experiences about playing on a team, whether it be in esports, regular sports, or something else. Just the experience of all that goes on around. You're right, it's a big thing for Encrypted here. As much as this second game looks beyond hope for them, this series is still up for grabs. Every game you go into is a fresh start, but I mean, it's tough. You're this far behind. To then go into Game 3 knowing that you have to reverse sweep the series. To motivate a team to put that much effort in where the chances of victory seem so slim, that's a feat in of itself.
That is definitely true, and there is a psychological effect to everything Counterfeit, right here Encrypted suffering under that, as you so beautifully highlight. IMF about to win game number 2, which means that Encrypted, they're gonna have just a bit more of a psychological pressure on top of them. Then they're gonna feel a bit more pressured. Now they're gonna have to reverse sweep the series if they're gonna make the comeback.
Game 2 even worse for Encrypted than game number 1. A full 22 kills ahead for IMF. They just seem to be going from strength to strength in our grand final here today. So guys, we've got game 3 coming up in just a few minutes time. Will IMF's own prediction of a 3-1 come true, or will their dominance continue? Find out in just a few minutes time. Let's go. Grand finals head now to Vantage for Breakpoint. IMF need just one more victory to call themselves our champions today. They still don't believe themselves that it's going to be a 3-0, but it seems like all signs point that way. What do you reckon, Deedless?
Well, I think that right now, IMF, they are looking like the strongest team and that they should be able to take this grand final 3-0, simply because it's felt like Encrypted have only really been gum attacks so far.
Well, important to note here is for the side of Encrypted, Gom Attacks has been swapped out for JEC. This, I don't know why that would be, given that you're right, Gom Attacks has been the complete heart of Encrypted. And that's incredibly huge shoes for JEC to step into.
Yeah, interesting decision. Remember I said that we needed to see Gom Attacks come up with an inspirational speech for his team? Well, apparently it was, that was the speech. Guys, I will bench myself, so you guys can bring in a rookie with potential. Maybe.
It's looking like that potential may not get the chance to be realized, though. IMF dominating in the early going. TCO and Sirius and GG and Monster. And honestly, I suspect shortly Frenzy as well. All tearing chunks out of Encrypted. Denies the only one left standing. Danny is spawning back in, going down immediately again. This is absolutely brutal from IMF. They are cutting down at Encrypted where they stand. JEC trying to find something as Encrypted try and find their feet in this match, but oh boy, this is going to be brutal, and I suspect it's going to be extremely short.
Yeah, IMF so very far ahead, 20 kills. Encrypted, that they are standing no chance at all, and IMF, they just wanted this grand final to be over with.
It's quite rare, honestly, that we see a finals go quite this one-sided, but don't know what happened to Gom Attacks. Not part of the Encrypted team in this game, at least. Whatever strategy or necessity led them to this point, it's also led us to the only conclusion that makes any sense. IMF, before even the halfway mark is reached, are already within grasping distance of closing out not just this game, but the whole finals and the tournament with themselves as champions.
Congratulations to IMF, definitely showing up as the better team today. And you must say that they have been so impressive. Winning with a man disadvantage, winning with them being behind in the early game, winning with them just having like a 31 kill lead, which is extremely impressive.
IMF show up and they are dominant. We'll definitely be keeping an eye out for Impossible Missions Force going forward. The Korean representatives destroying in that last game. Honestly, I don't even know what to say to that, but the truth of it is IMF are our champions, unbeaten in the grand finals. I'm actually going to have a look back through the tournament because I think, yes, they 2-0'd every single one of their games, so
no, Peter.
Are they telling a lie?
Because they 3-0'd here in the grand final. Hey!
You scallywag. You gave me a heart attack, you did. But yeah, so there you go. Impossible Missions Force. Going completely untouched the whole way through the whole tournament. That's an extremely impressive feat. And as we said, these weekly tournaments, they lead towards the monthly finals, and I think IMF have made a very strong case for themselves that they'd be a team to watch for that #1 spot.
They certainly are kind of fit, and I, for one, cannot wait to see them in the monthly final here for our iOS tournaments.
So guys, thank you all, well, for any of you guys who have played in the tournament, thank you so much for providing us with your entertainment today. That was too fast here at Gaming, Simon, I do agree. Thanks, of course, as well to Aviator Featured. I'm just going to let know the results for doing the admin work behind the scenes. If you'd like to hear any more from our future tournaments, which will be back tomorrow in just over 12 hours time, then please do give Modern Combat a follow on Twitter, Facebook, Mobcrush, YouTube and Twitch. All those fan places. If you'd like to hear more from our Danish broadcaster Daedalus, you can find him at DaedalusCast on Twitter.
Casts.
Casts? Man,
Casts.
I was trying real hard to get it right, and yet. DaedalusCast on Twitter.
Casts! There's an S in the end.
Oh man, my brain's not working. Quick, you just do your own thing, I can't get it right.
Guys, DaedalusCast on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Find me, follow me, so you can see more about what I'm doing.
And all that same kind of nonsense for myself, Counterfeit Cast in the same kind of places. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, we're back tomorrow with our last MC5 tournament of the weekend. So, if you're around, it'd be lovely to see you all one more time before we head into the bleak darkness of the night. For now though guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.